gentlemen! So good to be back and to see you again. I came back. Beis Medrash was rocking. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. Great to see. Something in this parsha, it's so big, Beshalach, there's so much to talk about. I'm going to just tell a story for somebody who had gone through like a very, very, very hard time for a number of years. They'd been in an awful, awful marriage and terrible things had happened and there was just so much suffering going on. And a person called me after a couple of years of quiet and a remarriage and said, I'm not sure what to, I'm not sure, like I feel a little lost. And I asked, like, what's going on? The person said, you know, when I was suffering, I was talking to Hashem every day, all day. I was so connected. And now that I'm doing well, I just feel like I don't have so much to talk to him about anymore. Everything's going great. And I feel his absence in my life. Very fascinating. Now, I saw something connected to this. Hope I'll remember to get back to this at the end. The Bnei Yisrael, they are, what happens? There's Yetzias Mitzrayim, and after there's Yetzias Mitzrayim, they come out of Egypt from terrible suffering, enslavement. They move on, and there's this miracle at the Yam Suf. And it was really scary what was happening at the Yam Suf. There's a hostile nation with superpower weapons on one side. There's the desert. There's the wild animals. There's no place to run. There's no place to turn. It's like, Moshe, you're telling us, oh, go out, everything's fine, we'll go diving, get their money and get their... You understand that we killed their firstborn? You understand that we emptied out all the wealth of Mitzrayim? And now the army is here, and they're going to just kill us all, take our kids back into captivity, probably kill all of our firstborns, at least because they lost theirs. Do you understand, Moshe, what kind of position you put us in? They were terrified. And Hashem, Moshe speaks to Hashem, and Hashem says, Ma titzak elai. What are you crying to me for? Dabro b'nei Yisrael v'yiso. Speak to b'nei Yisrael, let them move forward. Sometimes you have to just take action. And, you know, I was originally thinking that, like, I have to talk about my father, whose yahrzeit was yesterday. And he was the ultimate man who knew how to take action. Dabro b'nei Yisrael v'yiso. Everything's falling down, nothing's working. Go forward, keep moving. Okay, I mentioned him. And it's relevant to what we're going to say here. So the Bnei Yisrael, after this all happens, Az Yashir Moshe u'Bnei Yisrael es Hashira Hazos. Then, Moshe and the Bnei Yisrael, they say this shir, we say it every single day. We say, the halacha is that you're supposed to say it every single day, Kriyas Yam Suf, together with Yetzias Mitzrayim. Every day we're supposed to mention it. What are we taking out of it every day? So Yetzias Mitzrayim is our personal relationship with Hashem, right? The creation of the world is God's relationship with all of mankind. Yetzias Mitzrayim this is how the Jewish people as a nation exist. Without this, we would have been enslaved, we never would have got out, we would have assimilated, we would have been wiped out, there would have been nothing left. So Yetzias Mitzrayim every day. Why Kriyas Yam Suf every day? Now, if I am understanding correctly, one of the understandings of why we have to do this every day is because of a certain process that happens. You're driving your car, and for a minute somebody texts you, and you look at the text, and you look up, there's another car coming straight at you, and you quickly adjust, and you miss each other by a millimeter. And like, oh my gosh, I could have died. I'm sure this hasn't happened to anyone here because nobody here ever would look at their text like when they're driving, right? But if it would happen, you know what the interesting thing is? A couple of weeks later, it happens again. Now, for a moment, we had this blessing of life that was so clear to us. I'm alive. It happened so fast, it was a blink of an eye. We forget about it until the next time. Hopefully, at some point before something terrible happens, we kind of get the message and we stop texting while we're driving. Hopefully. What happens when we're in this moment of difficulty? Oh, Hashem, please. And then we move on. He saves us. They tell a story, the guy. He's falling, he falls off a cliff. And he grabs a hold of a branch. And he's like running out of energy. He says, Hashem, please save me. I'll do anything. I'll stop doing all that. I'll stop doing all the mitzvahs. I'll be such a tzaddik. Hashem, please save me. Please save me. Please save me. Please save me, please. He's weaker. He grabs the other hand. Weaker. And then he hears a voice from above. Anybody down there? He's like, oh, thank you. They throw a rope down. They pull him up. He says, God, forget it. I got somebody else to help me. Thank you. Thank you. Right? What happened? What happened? He did what we all do. In that moment, oh Hashem, in that moment of difficulty, Oz Yashir Moshe, the Sfasana says, then Moshe sang. You know when you're able to give proper praise to Hashem? After you've been through something difficult? That's supposed to remain with us, the memory that there was something difficult and we have moved on. So in the time of the difficulty, we're davening to Hashem. That's a much lower grade tefillah. The much higher tefillah is, things are good now, but I have now become the type of person who recognizes, because I survived that difficulty, that you are keeping me going. And so now I know how to sing your praises. Now I know how to appreciate what it is that you do for me. And so I think that, like what I said to this person who had spoken to me about the difficulty in that time, Hashem then wanted your prayers. He wanted your cries to form you into that person who lives with the awareness that he's always with you, that he's always with us. And now he wants you to sing. He wants you to stay grateful. He wants you to be able to say thank you. He wants all of us to be able, every single day, we start the day and we don't even know what we're saying. Modeh ani lefanecha. I give thanks to you. I give thanks before you. I acknowledge you and I give thanks to you that you give me life, and I am so grateful for the good I have. And Hashem doesn't want us to do this through difficulty. He wants us to do it through appreciation. The difficulty is the tool that creates a person who can appreciate. A person who's never gone through difficulty doesn't know how to appreciate. They take it for granted. But all of us have seen some difficulty in our life. And we know how to take that and now take it towards blessing and closeness and love and singing song and expression of thanks to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Gentlemen, wishing you a very good Shabbos.